Hello everyone, in this video we'll learn about IS model. So as we know, IS stands for investment saving and it is for good market. LM stands for loanable funds market, that is for money market. So IS curve is the locus of those combination of rate of interest and the level of national income at which good market is in equilibrium. So remember these two important things. It's a combination of rate of interest and level of income at which good market is in equilibrium. Now see this graph. As you can see, there is one line, that is aggregate supply, red colored line, coming out from the origin O. Then we have those two lines which stands for aggregate demand. The formula is C plus I plus G plus NX, consumption plus investment plus government expenditure plus net exports, that is imports minus exports. And the shift represents the change in investment. And one more thing, why these blue lines are not coming out from the origin? So there is one logic that our demand, our consumption can never be zero. Okay, even if a person is earning or not earning, he has to consume something, right? Minimum consumption would be there. So it can never be zero, so it will not start from the origin, that is zero. Now see the bottom graph. On y-axis we have rate of interest, x-axis we have national income. As the rate of interest decreases, the level of income will increase and vice versa. So at R0 rate of interest, we are holding income of Y0. At R1 rate of interest, we are holding more income, that is Y1. When the rate of interest decreased, we are holding more income, as you can see. When the rate of interest further decreases from R1 to R2, we are holding more income, that is from Y1 to Y2. So what it means by income increases? That means we borrow more loans from the bank to invest more. And as we know, income is equal to consumption plus investment. So as our investment will increase, the blue curve will move upwards and the equilibrium will shift rightwards. So as our rate of interest decreases, we borrow more to invest, right? So with the shift in income, the equilibrium levels are also shifting. At Y0 the equilibrium point is E0. At Y1 income, the equilibrium point is E1. At Y2 income, the equilibrium point is E2. So as income increases, our equilibrium levels also shift rightwards. Now see the bottom graph. As we join point A, point B and point D, we will get the IS curve, which is our investment saving curve. There are two types of fiscal policy which are used in IS curve. First is expansionary fiscal policy. In this, IS curve shifts rightwards. And second one is contractionary fiscal policy. When this is applied, the IS curve shifts leftwards. Now let's understand the expansionary fiscal policy. So as we know, the aggregate demand is equal to C plus I plus G plus NX, that is consumption plus investment plus government expenditure plus net exports. So any change in any of these elements will affect the aggregate demand. And with the effect in aggregate demand, the IS curve will equally get affected. So government uses expansionary fiscal policy when it sees that there is lack of money supply in the economy. So what the government does is it reduces taxes. For example, your income is 10,000 rupees. The tax imposed by the government is 500 rupees. And you have to find disposable income. So the formula of disposable income is Y minus T, that is income minus tax. So the disposable income would be 9,500 in this case. Now let's take the second case where the government reduces the tax further from 500 to 200 rupees. So now in this case our disposable income would be 9,800 rupees. So now what do you understand from this? So as the tax reduce, we hold more money in our hand and we invest more, we consume more, right? So you can say government reduces taxes so that our disposable income increases and we have more money. And there is one more way of government to expand the fiscal policy, that is by government expenditure. So in this case, to expand, the government increases the government expenditure. That means it increases the welfare of the society. So when it's about society, so everyone gets benefited, right? For example, the government builds highways, government hospitals, government schools. We all get benefited from these, right? So by reducing tax and increasing government expenditure, government does expansionary fiscal policy. And when there is expansionary fiscal policy, the IS curve shifts rightwards. Now let's talk about the contractionary fiscal policy. In this, the IS curve shifts leftward. The government applies contractionary fiscal policy when the government feels there is too much of money supply in the economy. To contract that, to reduce that, government does two things. It increases taxes and reduces government expenditure. So as we know, when the taxes will increase, people will hold less money and there will be more money supply in the economy. And when the government will reduce government expenditure, people will spend more from their pockets. So when the government applies contractionary fiscal policy, the IS curve shifts leftwards. Here is the diagram depicting both of these. So when we apply expansionary fiscal policy, IS curve is moving rightwards. When we apply contractionary fiscal policy, IS curve is moving leftwards. And as you can see, this all is happening on the same rate of interest. So how to increase and decrease the income at the same rate of interest? That is where the role of fiscal policies come. Thank you so much. In the next video, we'll read about LM curve.